Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Christian, Cross Before the Crown, and I'm gonna kind of wing it for this one here. I wanted to talk about something that I've been reflecting on for a while now, and it's that social media is destroying people's minds. Now, what do you mean by that, Christian? Well, let me get to that. So, social media in a lot of ways can be good, but I would argue that in more ways than one, it's actually a hindrance to our lives. So it's not necessarily the social media that's the issue. It's a tool, right? It's how we use it. It's all about our intentions. And what social media has turned into is, well, kind of just chaos, like utter chaos, right? Like, how often do you mindlessly scroll on any kind of social media outlet and you see curated content with the sole purpose of infuriating you? It's everywhere, right? It's on YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, maybe. I don't use those anymore. I highly recommend that you don't use those either, to be honest with you. You're gonna feel a lot better, honestly. You see, the way social media works is it bets on you mindlessly using it without intention, because you constantly get that dopamine spike when you scroll. You get that dopamine spike and you scroll some more, and you get hooked and it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, you're engaged more on the platform. But I don't think what I'm about to say is inherently the creators of the social media platforms. I don't think it was their intention, but what happens is, what gets the most clicks on social media? Rage bait, or rage content, or clout chasing content, drama content, especially on YouTube. It's big on YouTube, but it's that kind of content that gets clicked, it gets clicks, it's sensational, and unfortunately, like, it's not going anywhere because it gets the most attention, right? And we live in an attention economy. So that's what you see on social media mostly. I'm assuming your algorithm is like mine, right? And so what happens? You get in this habit of scrolling mindlessly. It's something you do in your spare time. Your phone's always on you, so you're always doing it in some way, shape, or form. And you come across one type of rage content, and then another, and all of a sudden you're pissed off, right? You're annoyed at the world. There's things that you're seeing, like on the other side of the world or the other side of the country, that you can't do a damn thing about, but it's holding up your mental space and you're getting pissed off, and there's literally nothing you can do about whatever the heck's going on. Now, it's not a bad thing to learn about the evils that go on in the world, but I would argue that, well, not argue, I would argue it, but this is what I believe, is that 99% of the things that we see on social media that are like rage content, or things like the news, right, of things going on around the world, we can't do anything about it, man. What are we gonna do about this stuff? And so you see people who get so enraged at this current cultural moment, and I believe it sparked a lot from social media and the rage content, the infuriating content that is on the platforms. And so what happens? You just go down this rabbit hole of rage, and all of a sudden you're just so angry and your logic is just completely gone. Like, all sense of logic just went out the window and you're just in your emotions. And what happens is, well, this is how any kind of hate crimes or hateful assaulting or crimes start, right? It's having this incredibly powerful emotions of rage and hate. And next thing you know, you're vandalizing somebody's automotive vehicle, or any other way, any other type of terror attacks or attacks on people, violence. And I believe it does all stem in one way, shape, or form from social media and how we use it. Now, It's bad, right? Again, like I said, social media is not the issue here. It's us people, right? We are the issue. We are in control of how we use this tool, and creators like me are responsible for what we actually put out into these social media platforms. Now, I understand that some people need to pay the bills, and a lot of this stuff gets clicks, gets money into these people's to help them feed their family. I get it. What do I have some ethical issues with it? Maybe. I'm not sure. I understand some of the sentiment. It's not always cut and dry, but I think it's a responsibility for creators like me to put out good content that is actually worth your while and is actually, well, hopefully worth your clicks, right? The rage content's always going to be out there. It's always going to get the most clicks. But what I'm trying to say here, not just us creators, but us viewers, because I'm a viewer as well. We're all consumers, right? We need to be intentional by how we use social media. You don't have to quit social media. That's not what this video is about. Yes, social media can destroy your mind if you let it. But if we decide, we make the choice, the decision that we are in control of to be intentional consumers, then you're fine. But it means that we need to change our habits, right? It means that we need to be men and women of intention and no longer just mindlessly scrolling on YouTube or social media like Instagram, Twitter. Twitter's pretty bad nowadays. But that's besides the point. I keep saying Twitter. It's X. I know. Ignore me. But all of these things, right, we need to be intentional about how we use them. And what do I mean by that? Being intentional. It means that when you're going to open up your social media, I'll give you an example for me and YouTube. I want to preface this by saying I think YouTube is the better type of social media, unlike Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. I believe it's superior just because of the type of content that is on there and the type of longer form content that is available on that platform. But I digress. For this example, I'm going to use YouTube. So for me, when I'm being intentional, because I used to always just scroll on YouTube on the phone, right? But what I started recently doing, and this helped a bunch after really noticing what subscriptions that I had, what ones were actually serving me, and which ones were actually, well, just making me pissed off. I cut out all the fluff, right? That was the first thing I did. Right then and there, just unsubscribe from any channels that are annoying you or making you emotionally charged, right? That's number one. Number two, what I did was every time I was going to use social media like YouTube, I would make sure that I'm using it with an intention, right? I'm not going to just open it up and scroll and, hey, let's see what I'm going to find here. No, none of that. So every time that I decide to go onto YouTube, I think, okay, I'm going to go on YouTube. What am I going to do it for? Let's catch up with this creator that I really like. Catching up with my favorite creators. That's one of the things that I do. Cool. You can just go to your subscriptions and then check up your favorite creators and what they're making, right? That's good. That's fine. Again, if it's good content. And another thing is, besides obviously completely forbidding myself from like blindly scrolling, is oh yeah. And there would always be moments where like I was just like really interested in a certain like famous historical figure or one of the saints, and I wanted to learn more about their lives, and I just asked myself, like, is there anything on YouTube on these figures that they might give me more information on, and that I might learn something from? And then I just search up YouTube, and like I search up a saint on YouTube, and then like a bunch of documentaries come up on YouTube, and I watch them. It's great, right? I'm using it as a means to gather information and entertainment too. I like it. It's what I like to watch. But notice how I'm intentionally searching for something, right? I'm not just, well, let's just go onto the platform and see what happens. I don't think that's a great way to use social media, and it's actually probably a great correlation too with how to live life. You probably shouldn't be living life, all right, I guess I'm just gonna do what I do and just coast and just, I guess, see what happens, right? I think we should be intentional with our lives as well as with our social media, but that's like an entirely different topic that would take, well, a video or 10 in and of itself. So we're not going to go that route. But when it comes to social media, yeah, being intentional, having these things that you do that you're premeditating, right? You're premeditating what you're going to do on the platform and not just like mindlessly scrolling. I think that's one of the big things that you can do. It's a little bit harder to do with Facebook and like Instagram and stuff, even TikTok to a degree, right? Because a lot of this content is, well, you don't really search up that kind of stuff on those platforms like you would like YouTube. YouTube's like a great search engine. All in all, I don't want this video to be too long. Just make sure that you're intentional with how you're going to use social media because it's crazy out there. And as you can see, there's a lot of like crazy stuff on the internet, and we need to be able to give our clicks, our shares, and our likes to the right kind of content. And if there's content that isn't serving you or is contributing to the rage in your life, then cut it out completely. That kind of content, no matter how sensational it is, it doesn't deserve your clicks, it doesn't deserve your likes, and it certainly doesn't deserve your shares. And so, yeah, click on content like mine, or, I mean, I don't consider my content to be all that great. I'd be surprised if anybody watches me, but there's a lot of great content out there from great creators that I see that get dwarfed and drowned out by this stupid, sensational, infuriating rage bait. And quite frankly, it pisses me off. Because those are people that want to make great content and have great intentions for why they create what they create. And so give your clicks, like especially your clicks, because it's just the easiest kind of support to give them, and the algorithm sees that you're clicking on their video and it helps them. Give your clicks to the channels that deserve it, and do not give your clicks to the channels that add to the mass psychosis and rage and fury. So that's basically it. That's all I got for you. I hope you get something out of this video. I hope. If you don't know me, my name is Christian. I basically beat people up for a living and they pay me for it. I'm a personal trainer. That's what I mean. It's not like you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. I have also lifting vlog too if you want to watch that. I lift weights, and I'm going through a really fun hypertrophy program. I've got a goal of reaching a 500-pound squat, so that's an interesting thing I'm doing as well. I'll get another video on that tomorrow, but until then, I will see you guys. Yeah, that's it. See ya. Peace and God bless.